a beast in my habitat. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm a beast in my habitat. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm a beast in my habitat. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm a beast in my habitat. Whoa, 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 whoa. Shit, I'm a beast in my habitat. I'm a beast in my habitat. Shit, I'm a beast in my habitat. I'm a beast in my habitat. Better than I dream. Bloody NBA. Scoring NFL. Wow. Foreign like a raid. Biggie so happy. Wow. Big it out my way. I might put you on my payroll. Put you on my page. I might take your bitch shopping with your money. Then go hit her. Hit her at your crib. Then come make you get it. Then I hit your sister. Answer me like scissors. Listen up, those switchers got her naked and they look straight. Wow, wow, wow. I'm proud that she know that I do it. I know I'm the good. I know I'm the real.
Welcome back to another week of Thunderdome Fantasy Weekly Report. I am the commissioner. You know who it is. You see it down below. No more introductions needed. Get the next person in, the co-commissioner. You see what it is down below in his screen. You know what's up. We'll get the next one in, the GM of the Angels. You see hers. You know what it is. And we got another one over here, but he wants to be muted, so we're gonna keep him on the backstage. It's Mr. Ben Wilson. He's on the backstage, roaring and ready to go at any time. Guess what, people? You got lucky. You got lucky. Dad farted. What?
No, she said she's a mascot.
Oh, mascot. Yes. Yeah. Man, you got lucky. I got off at a decent. I had my morning shifts back.
Hey, good.
When I got off, I had time. Look what we got. We got the crawler. Here we go. It's back for week 8. It took 5 weeks, but it's back.
Better late than never.
All right. Last week, I finally wrote everything down from last week. Austin Eckler, Offensive Player of the Week. Devondre Campbell, Defensive Player of the Week. Ben Wilson was the Coach of the Week, knocking off the number 2 team. I should have gave Pam Coach of the Week this week, but I gave it to Brandon because I didn't give it to Brandon last week like I was going to for being the last undefeated team. So I gave it to Brandon this week for being the last undefeated team. Just wanted to get that out of the way real quick. I was going to give it to Pam because she knocked off the number 2 team, and she took back over the number 2 spot. But I was like, you know what? That's her prize for this week. She got number 2 back. Brandon's the last number 1. He's 8-0. He's 8-0. You've got Coach of the Week twice. I don't want to hear it. I know you're trying to have it every week, but damn.
So am I, but shit, you don't complaining.
I'm not voting for myself in any of these weeks, so I got 11 teams to choose from, all right?
At least every other week, right?
Okay. Well, we'll see what you do this week against Jeff.
Wait, and look, this is a scary matchup because
Jeff just put 250 up fucking last week against
all the people he's got coming back were not playing at the beginning of the year.
They're playing now against me.
Oh my God, man!
Yeah, I know.
He's got a Brandon
I've
Knight
told y'all
roster.
he's going to be a sneaky play at the beginning of the season because he had DeAndre Hopkins just sitting, waiting, raring to go.
Waddle.
And I mean, Waddle.
Mahomes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Stop making me feel any worse.
His team is nice. His team is nice.
He's got a Brandon-esque
Just
team.
put it that way. I'm definitely scared.
All right, so week 8 results. We'll get into those first before we get into everything. And that first game was the Legend Killers versus Hendrix Mafia. Legend Killers pulled off another victory, 8-0, 214.54 to 193.82. This was a 20.72 point victory margin for Legend Killers in this one. He was we'll do it like I've been doing. On the losing side for Hendrix Mafia, he was led by his keeper Josh Allen, 21.62, keeper Terry McLaurin, 16.60, and Isaiah McKenzie with 15.20. The defense was led by the Seahawks defense with 19 points. Michael Parsons put up 15.60 points, and Jalen Pitre put up 11.50 points. The winning side of this, Legend Killers, was led by Tyreek Hill, who put up 31.50 points. Jared Goff came in and put up 20.64 points, and keeper Justin Jefferson put up 15.80 points. Defensive side was led by Isaiah Simmons, who put up 15 points. Patriots defense put up 14 points, and Nick Bosa and Javon Holland both put up 12 points. Player of the game, Isaiah Simmons, with 15 points, nearly doubling his projection of 7.92.
Yeah, I think this is the second time so far this year that at least the second time that Isaiah Simmons has pulled the player a week or close to it. Yeah.
Player of the game, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
He pulled it last week for Legend Killers, I believe. Yeah, because he had that damn 23-point game where he scored the interception for a touchdown. So he had back-to-back weeks, yeah. His next matchup will be facing Crimson Elephants. And Hendrix Mafia will end up facing Hammerheads. We'll get into the next game, which was the game of the week, I believe, between Angels and Bucks Life. And Angels came out with the victory, 239.80 to 218.14. This was a 21.66 point win margin victory for the Angels, while the Bucks Life were led by Mr. Kyler Murray, 30.64, Nick Chubb, keeper, 25.40, and Amari Cooper put up 22.10. Defense was led by Ryan Neal, who put up 12 points. Tyrann Mathieu put up 11.50 points, and Buda Baker put up 10 points. It's Mathieu, whatever.
Mathieu. Yeah. It's all good.
Angels were led by Jalen Hurts, who put up 36.40 points. This was her backup quarterback.
No, this is the starter. Dak's the backup.
No, I'm talking about at the beginning of the season. Dak was the starter, and Jalen now he's taken over after like week 5 or whatever it was whenever Dak went out for the injury.
Took over at week 2.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Well, Cooper Kupp was next on the list with 22.90, and Jacoby Myers put up 22 points. On the defensive side. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's been coming out. Yeah, he's the only one that's been coming out for. I don't know. I tried to grab a receiver for
the
Patriots, and it didn't work out.
He's about the only one. He really is. I mean, the rest of them.
Kendrick Bourne. Yeah. Nelson Aguilar. There's like 3 of them, and they're all sparingly.
Yeah.
But Jacoby has been kind of steady.
He's been pretty big for him.
On the defensive side, they were led by the Eagles defense and Sam Hubbard, who put up 17 points. Greg Rousseau, Kenny Moore II, and B.J. Hill all put up 10.50, and Xavier McKinney put up 9 points. Player of the game was Sam Hubbard, who well over doubled his projection of 6.61 with that 17-point game. The next game I don't even want to talk about, but I got to. Kush Crushers versus the Dragons. Kush Crushers come out with the victory over the Dragons, 265.38 to 223.88. This was a 41.50 point win margin for Kush Crushers in this one, where everybody on his fucking offense went off and his defense went off. Anyway, well, defense or losing side of this, the Dragons. The only one that showed up, Derrick Henry, put up 35.80. Joe Burrow put up 17.48. And Amon-Ra St. Brown put up 13.90. On the defensive side, Chauncey Gardner Jr. put up 22.90. Myles Garrett put up 11.50. And the Jaguars defense and Devin White put up 11 points. Yeah, screw you, whoever took the Miami defense before I could get to him.
I don't even know.
I think it's Missack. Screw you, dude.
Damn.
I tried to go get them because I know Jacksonville, after Raiders got their ass whooped by the Saints, I know that they're about to put an ass whooping on Jacksonville this week. So I'm like, went out to find me a defense, and there's no defense worth grabbing this week. I could grab Kansas City, but they're just going to play 45-40 game against fucking Tennessee. So
yeah,
what the hell I want to do that for?
Well, you know, the part that gets me is Jacksonville. We all know what they're going to do. They're going to run out there and just kind of
they're gonna go off and do nothing in the first quarter and score 2 touchdowns in the second quarter and then do nothing for the rest of the game and maybe score a couple points in the fourth, but nothing to keep us in the game.
No, we're gonna let a team who cannot put together offensive drives for most of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Come along there and all of a sudden look like they have their crap together whenever they don't.
Yep.
So,
and it's funny because the Broncos are having the season that I thought the Seahawks were going to have this year.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I thought Seahawks were going to go like 2-3 wins this season, and now I'm like, okay, it's Denver that's going to get 2-3.
Well, Walker and Geno, the level of play they've had has been huge for Seattle.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We'll get to Geno here in a couple games. The winning side of this, Kush Crushers was led by Kirk Cousins, who put up 27.48.
Oh, that's Dalvin the new name of the team, the Kirk Cousins.
The Kush Crushers. Dalvin Cook put up 25.10 and Jamal Williams put up 22.60. The defense was led by Draymond Jones, who put up 19 points. Harrison Smith put up 14.50 points, and Rashaan Evans put up 13.50 points. Player of the game was Jamal Williams, who put up that 22.60 points, which was well over double in his projection of 9.29 points. Good game, Miller. Good game. And I'm joking, Miss Sack. I'm not mad at you. You did what anybody would have done when this next week was coming along. You grabbed the damn defense that you needed for the week. I'm just going to take a chance with Jacksonville and hope we can cause some turnovers against old Raiders.
Raiders?
You don't sound like
the Raiders got a goose egg, you know.
I know Saints did pretty good, but Saints got a better defense than Jacksonville, in my opinion. So,
okay, all right, yeah.
I think they just started off slow because of the whole new coaching regime over there. But I think that defense it was better roster wise starting the season, and it's starting to show a little bit now. All right, next game. Is Ben still on backstage? I'm pretty sure he's still listening. Oh, no, he might be just watching. Yep, he's my viewer. We got this game going on between the Sin Eaters and the Crimson Elephants, and both teams put up high points in this one. Sin Eaters pulled out the victory, 245.34 to 231.86. This was the lowest win margin of the week at 13.48. Crimson Elephants was led by Christian McCaffrey, who did everything but coached the team with 42.26.
Pretty much, yeah.
Tony Pollard put 33.70, and Himi Harabalo 21.70.
Himi
Garapolo.
Garapolo.
He put up 21.70 points. Defense was led by Devin McCourty, who put up 22.10 points. Zaire Franklin, who put up 11 points, and Pete Werner and DeMarcus Lawrence, who put up 10 points. On the winning side, Alvin Kamara led the way with 42.80 points. Deontay Foreman put up 31.80 points, and Aaron Jones put up 19.70 points.
Just out of the blue, all of his running backs decided they were going to go crazy.
Yeah, and that wasn't the only one. Khalil Herbert put up like 15 point something. I think 15.70, I think. Yeah, still. He wasn't the only running back. Like, the running backs went off, but he had more running backs that still did damage on his other, like, and his receivers did like 15 or more too. So, I mean, was basically a good game from his offense.
Yeah.
Defense was a little lacking, but offense won in the game. So, defense was led by Deron Payne and TJ Edwards, who put up 13 points. Grover Stewart put up 11 points, and Jalen Ramsey put up 9.50. Everybody else after that was pretty low. But that offensive went off for him, like we said, and it got him the victory. Christian McCaffrey. What he throw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, and caught a touchdown pass? Like, first time since friggin' LaDainian Tomlinson back in the 90s, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, or 2000s.
I think it's 2000s.
Yeah, 2000s. So, next game, Hammerheads versus Stag Castle's team. This is 235.48 to 171.58. This was the highest point win margin of the week at 63.90. I was so glad when I got to this game and seen that it was higher than mine. I was like, I put up 220 and he still beat me by 40 points. Like,
my guy David had a rough week.
Yeah, he did.
These guys did not show up at all, man. I was like,
this was a 63.90 point win margin, and it shows on offensive side and defensive side for David. But
hey, that's how it goes, man. Sometimes,
man, some weeks are like that. My defense took a shit on me this week. That's what lost me the game against Miller. My offense pretty much. Well, I don't know. My offense kind of took a shit too. Christian Kirk didn't do nothing.
Well, that's what I say. This year, consistency has been. You've got to have a certain person just about to have a consistent team. It just hasn't been a whole lot there.
Yep. DJ Moore led Thad Castle's team with 27.50. Lamar Jackson put up 25.82, and Dalton Schultz put up 13.40. Defensive side was led by CJ Mosley, who put up 15.50. Deion Jones and Justin Simmons both put up 11 points, and the Bills defense put up 8 points. Yeah, after that, it was slim pickings for some points on defense for him. And his offense was pretty much slim pickings after having the second, 2 players at 25 or above, and then the third one going down to 13.
Yeah.
On the winning side, Hammerheads was led by keeper A.J. Brown, who put up 39.60. Player of the game in the last game was Deontay Foreman, who was well over his projection of 11.39 with that 31.80 point game. I knew I forgot that because I just seen the player of the game on this one, and I was like, oh yeah. All right, A.J. Brown led the way with 39.60 points. Geno Smith had second with 23.08 points, and DK Metcalf came in with 17.50 points. The defense was led by the Titans defense, who put up 14 points. Von Bell put up 13.50 points, and Michael Walker put up 12.50. And there was like 2 players that put up 12, another player that put up 10. Like, there was more on the defense, I believe.
Yeah.
That
had a pretty good week.
Yeah, for your defense, definitely held it up this week.
Except for the one guy that I had picked up, Yep. But outside of that,
hey, it was something to try out for the week.
Yeah, hey,
I've done that a couple times and didn't work out for me, so I know the feeling. on the last game of the week, the Pigskin King versus Orange Crush. Orange Crush put up 255.30 to 229.38. This was a big week for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
I just now noticed that. Like, I don't think but 2 teams didn't put up 200 points. 3 teams didn't put up 215. 4 teams didn't put up 220. I mean, yeah, that's friggin' nuts. It was a good week for a lot of teams. 255.30 to 229.38. This was a 25.92 point win margin for Orange Crush. Unfortunately, it doesn't help him move up the rankings as he stays in 11th place.
Which I have a feeling it may not be for long. I mean,
no, he might slide. He might be one of them wild card teams, like coming around here in a couple weeks.
He might start making a push. I mean, anything could change, and he's got a strong lineup.
All right, we got Pigskin King was led by Tua Tagovailoa, who put up 35.18 points. This is the second week in a row he's led the Pigskin King in points.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Tua. Yeah, coming back off this, I just...
And he's a keeper in a late round.
Yeah.
Man, that damn concussion scared Sean, and Sean threw him to the free agency.
He kind of got put into a bind. I think it was.
Yeah.
You know.
Them lineups are a bitch, man. I'm in a bind right now. Got a lot of receivers that are by week 10 and 11.
Oh, man. Trying to find talent right now on the free agent list
anywhere
is a pain, man.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna do that.
And there was not enough moves to really make anybody stand out. You know,
exactly. The one person that stood out was Jeff Wilson Jr., and he got snatched up by Missack because I gave him the heads up because I seen he still needed running backs. So I was like, "Hey, you better go grab this dude real quick before I do."
That part was I was doing the same thing for Sean to try to help him out, and Sean couldn't get to him before Missack picked him up.
Yep. See, trying to help, man. I know there's teams out there that are needy in positions.
Yeah, I mean, some of those positions are hard to come by.
I would like to trade, one solid player for like 2 or 3 of my flex if anybody's interested.
I just need another running back.
I need a damn receiver.
You just got one.
Oh yeah, I got Deontay. You damn right. But I started looking at his past couple weeks of points, and I'm like, man, ever since Kenny Pickett took over, it really ain't a Deontay Johnson show anymore.
Well, now that Claypool's gone.
Where's Claypool?
Claypool got traded to Chicago, dude.
Oh, for real?
You didn't know that?
See, that's the one I missed. That's the one I missed because I've seen everything else. I seen that Roquan Smith's now with the Ravens. I seen that damn, what's his name? The running back.
Naheem Hines went to Buffalo. Zach Moss went to Indianapolis.
Yep, they swapped running backs. And then Jeff Wilson Jr. went to Miami. Chase Evans went over to Denver because Bradley Chubb went over to Miami. Yep. We got Calvin Ridley in Jacksonville now when he comes back from his suspension. Yeah, which is, I think it's going to look nice with Zay Jones and Christian Kirk. I really do next year. I really do think that's a nice little. And if they bring Marvin Jones Jr. back, I still think that'd be a nice little quad right there.
Oh my
God!
But
I know that they're going to let one of them. They're probably going to let Marvin go because he was part of the regime before Peterson. But
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, anyway, get back into this game. Stephon Diggs has second place with 22.80, and Brandon Ayuk had 20.10. And if you haven't heard, Stephon Diggs is not on the damn trading block.
Yeah, from what I hear, Stephon Diggs is not on the trade block.
He's not. The Pigskin King have said they are not interested in trades for Stephon Diggs.
Hold on. Let me do John a favor. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do my best Ladies and gentlemen,
Lord.
just so everyone knows, Stephon Diggs is not on the trading block.
I'm sorry, everybody. I can't. There's no option.
All right, I just had to put that out there. My best announcer voice.
But hey, I can't blame him for letting everybody know because I sent him a trade at the beginning of the season. Now Lindsay was going after him. Like I can't blame him. He's like, hey guys, y'all just stop.
Was it almost as many times as he tried to get me to trade you, DK?
Yeah. No, I offered him once, and he told me in a side chat, hey, he's not up for grabs, and I was like, okay, all right. Now he was letting everybody know, hey, twice is enough.
Fucking Diggs is not on the trade block.
His defensive side was led by the Cowboys defense, who put up 16 points. Jaquan Brisker put up 15 points, and Shaquille Leonard and Jeffrey Simmons put up 12 points. For Orange Crush, they were led by DeAndre Hopkins, who put up 34.90 points. Jalen Waddle put up 30.60 points, and Devin Duvernay put up 26.30 points. The defense was led by Eddie Jackson, who put up 18.10 points. Jonathan Allen put up 18 points, and Shaq Thompson put up 13.50 points. Player.
He says, I'll trade you Quadre Diggs. I'll trade you Javon. Hell, I'll trade you Tay Diggs. But you're not getting Stephon Diggs.
Player of the game was, well, Yahoo had it listed as Devin Duvernay, who put up 26.30, well over his projection of 14.63. And I made it as Jonathan Allen, who put up 18 points, was well over his projection of 9.73. So it could have went either way. It was,
yeah, both of them had very good games.
I mean, Eddie Jackson had a great game too, but his projection was like 10 point something, so it was slightly smaller. But we'll get into the player of the week and everything. Player of the week was Alvin Kamara. I know he didn't get player of the game for Ben. Deontay Foreman took that because he nearly tripled his projection. But Alvin Kamara got player of the week because he put up 42.80 points. The runner-up was Christian McCaffrey, who put up 42.26 points. So it was tooth and hairs. He was like, tooth and nails. Splitting hairs, tooth and nails. Yeah, it was right down to the nitty-gritty on those two for player of the week. On the defensive side, it was Zadarius Smith who was player of the week. Alvin Kamara is owned by the Sin Eaters, I believe, and Zadarius Smith is owned by Kush Crushers. I know that because he whipped my ass this week with Zadarius Smith. Put up 32 points. The runner-up for Defensive Player of the Week was Uchenna Nwosu, who put up 23.50 points. He is a free agent, plays for the Seahawks.
Linebacker.
Yep.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Coach of the Week, we mentioned this earlier. Coach of the Week was Brandon Green because he is the last undefeated team. You can't win it every week. That's funny.
Can I be the second team that's undefeated? Even though I'm
you're runner-up for Coach of the Week. If that makes you feel better, you were runner-up for the Coach of the Week. Knocking off the number 2 team and taking over the number 2 spot again. So
I'm just waiting on somebody to knock off the number 1 team.
Well, good luck. We're trying. We tried.
I mean, I don't know about you, but we're trying.
And the downfall is I don't have a chance to try.
I thought I did pretty good against him until Monday Night Football hit. And
Evan, look at it.
Leave Evan alone.
Yeah, I thought I did pretty good until Monday Night Football hit, and then his team did a lot, and my team did a little, and it's just, like it was very close, and then it was like, yeah, it was like,
you're gonna win,
no. It was like full tank of gas empty. It was like no.
I'm not even scared to play against him at all.
Yeah. Well, that's so we can't help that.
You got lucky as shit. Oh, you would be one of the teams that would beat him because you just beat Chris, which was one of the teams I projected to go to the Thunder Bowl. So, because Chris has got a nice little roster too after just adding Fournette and swapping Walker for Fournette, and adding that to already stacked receiving squad that he had. It's
almost unfair.
Yeah. It's just us, man. It's us, exactly. It's our fault.
That's why Brandon has the squad he has.
I jumped on Christian. I jumped on Christian Kirk in the 5th round instead of in the 7th round where he was going.
Yeah.
Because he was the number 1 receiver for Trevor, and I should have just went for one of them good receivers that were already up there.
You're gonna give Justin Jefferson. And who else was his keeper? He had
Justin Hubbard and Deebo Samuel. So, then he drafted Tyreek Hill. Yeah, and then he drafted Tyreek Hill. So.
Whatever. Here, have this guy. The average is 12 catches a game and 180 yards.
Yeah, well, he drafted before me, so I couldn't help that. Actually, no, he didn't. I grabbed a running back. I take that back. I think he drafted right after me.
What running back did you grab?
Joe Mixon.
How'd that work out for you?
It's working out. It's all. He's one of the few bright spots on my team, so it's working out good as far as him. As far as him, it's working out. But as far as the rest of my squad,
we're getting our ass beat. So yeah.
Oh damn it! I was gonna check my schedule for you guys. That way I can let you know for next week if I'm going to have a crawler or not, or if I'm going to be reading off a phone again.
We know how to improvise very well. It's okay.
Right.
Well, it's been working. It's been working. I can't complain. We've been getting the show done, and that's the most important thing.
You hear Aubrey? She's yelling. That's okay.
What? Oh, somebody must have just went and hooked up. Oh no, this is something else. Never mind. I was thinking somebody just went and picked up Noso or whatever his name was.
All right, next week, yes, another 8:15 to 1:30 in the morning. So I will be able to get the show 100 for you guys.
8:15 to 1:30 in the morning.
30 in the afternoon. Sorry.
Oh, I was about to say.
I've been up all day. I've been up since 8:15. Actually, I've been up since 5:55 in the morning.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, I know.
We get up, 5 is the alarm?
Yep.
Some days 4:15 because I just don't go to sleep.
Yeah, I go to 8:15 tomorrow, and then
Pigskin King dropped Russell Wilson.
Yep.
What?
Wow.
I mean,
it's not a bad move. I mean, no, I can't. I cannot blame him. I just thought that never would have happened. Hey, I feel you, John. I get it.
I get it.
Believe me, that's kind of the same crap I'm going with Tom Brady,
I dropped Aaron Rodgers in the league.
Well, see, the sad part's going to come in week 11 because both Geno and Tom Brady are week 11 bye. So I've got to find another quarterback.
The only week I've tried to trade Trevor off a couple times now because he's got great keeper value, and I mean he can be a good backup on somebody else's team or maybe even a starter on some teams. But I can't get nobody to bite, and the reason why I'm trying to trade him off is because his bye week is week 11. Joe Burrow's is week 10. But guess who that Jacksonville plays in week 10? Kansas City. I'm not putting fucking Trevor Lawrence in my starting lineup against Kansas City in week. I don't care if it's for one fucking week. I'm not putting him. That's the wrong damn team. If it had been Chicago, okay. If it had been Detroit, okay. If it had been one of these lower ranked teams, I've been like, okay, I'll give him a chance for 1 week. But no, you're playing fucking AFC playoff championship team for the past 3 years. No, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not even. I don't care how shitty their defense is and how many points they're giving up. For some reason, they'll beat Jacksonville 45-10 instead of 45-35 like everybody else.
That's right.
I'm not doing that. Not embarrassing. I might not even play Christian Kirk that week. I'll probably have him on the bench that week as well.
I'm just wondering if I can talk Jeff into trading me for Etienne because I would love to have Etienne right now.
It's not gonna happen, man. I've been trying. I've sent him Joe Mixon, Trevor Lawrence, and friggin' Amon-Ra St. Brown. I've sent him all kinds of different
I
friggin'
can
things,
send him
man.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
I sent him Joe Mixon, who's actually putting up numbers right now.
Brady is the GOAT, man. Come on.
Joe Mixon, it didn't work for me.
Damn it. Jeff, if you're watching.
Yeah, dude. Etienne is a much favorable, he's wanted. He's wanted. I'm willing to give you my. I was sending him like a 7th round pick, and he was still telling me no.
He gashed up that Broncos defense, and made them look silly. And that is the only strong point of that team.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow.
I was a little upset because I had Hasty in another league over on Sleeper, and he didn't do nothing, and I was like, I guess that's what I expect with Etienne on the wheel.
Oh, my God, man.
I feel bad for James Robinson, but, man.
I don't know. We'll see how. We'll
see how Etienne plays out, exactly.
On the front.
Might be for the best for the Jets. You never know.
I don't think he'll get re-signed because of the fact they got Breece Hall, Michael Carter. If he does get re-signed, he's a backup, so I think he'll try to go somewhere else.
He will probably make it to. Well, if they decide they're going to bring him back in at least to see what he's like, because how do you know Breece Hall's going to come back with the same?
That's true. They might even use him at the beginning of the season because he's gonna be out for a while. You know what I mean? It's freaking week 8 he went out. Week 7 he went out. Week 7 or week 8 he went out. Yeah. So I think it was week 7 because he didn't play this past week.
So he has 10 weeks plus. He probably won't be back till next season for definitely.
Yeah, right around training camp and everything.
If he's lucky, depending on how everything goes.
He'll be like a J.K. Dobbins situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll get into the last segment of the show, which is the Week 9 matchups. The number 1 Legend Killers facing the number 12 Crimson Elephants. This is another office battle. Damn, I haven't been keeping up with that shit.
I think this is going to be a tricky one because I know Brandon's got some bye week issues going on. And Sean's made some moves. Sean's picked up some folks to try to.
Did he put up 231 this past week?
Yep. He had some bye week issues too, but he's made some moves. He's trying to right the ship, trying to dig out of that bottom spot. I told him, I said, man. All the people that can go on a run, you could go on a run, dude. You don't know. I said, remember, the first year when you won 14 games to win the championship. Yeah,
he's got the winning streak. Yeah, he's got the longest winning streak in the game, and we've got an extra week added to the year the past couple of years, and he's still the longest running winning streak champion.
Exactly. I told him, I said, even though I was the first number 1 to win, I still did not beat your streak record.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Because I believe Thad Castle's team was number 1 in the first year. Or no.
So. No.
It was somebody that was number 1. I got that wrote down right here. Hold up.
You know
I got all this shit wrote down. Got all this shit wrote down. Year 1. Let's go to it. Oh, that's year. Oh,
that's year 25.
It was Bucks Life who was first place that year.
Sounds about right.
And he got beat by Crimson Elephants in the championship. The second year, Thad Castle's team was the number 1 team, and I beat him for the championship. So that's where Thad Castle's team came into it. That's where David came into it, was year 2. Chris was the number 1 team in year 1 and got knocked off by Sean, who went on a fucking 17 game winning streak.
Well, no, I think it was 14.
No, because you got the weekly and then you got the playoffs.
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't. They don't add the playoffs like that. Which I'm just saying that whole.
Yeah.
Actually, he had a
'Cause it
bye
was the
week.
first
He had
two
he had a
games.
bye week, so he only played 2 playoff games. So he had a 16-game winning streak that year.
Yeah. He lost the first 2 games. Wasn't it? Wasn't the first 2 or first 1?
I think it was like he was 1-3. I think.
I can't remember, something like that. Yeah. 1-3. How many?
Yeah. In the first 3 weeks, I'm saying that he lost in the first 3 weeks. He was 1-1, I think, in week 2. So it was at week 3 is when he started on his winning streak.
Okay, yeah.
Or no, you're right. It was. So he had 2 losses and then he went on friggin'
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look definite, but I'm pretty sure that he went and didn't lose anymore that year.
No, I don't think he did. It's the first one. I don't think I wrote all that down. I think I just wrote the. No. Where's this? Oh, this was the first episode. I was like, what the hell is that? No, I didn't write any of that down.
No, that's fine. It's gonna be. I was trying to go off memory. If I'm not mistaken, it was like
I did write the records
or something like that.
Red.
That's why I was saying that I think he in the first 4 weeks, when he went into that 4th week, is when he started winning out. But it couldn't have been because there was only 13 weeks in the season, so it does count the playoffs.
Yeah, so 14. So I say a 14-game win streak.
So it was 2-game winning streak in the playoffs plus the 12. If there's only 13, so he went 0-1 and then won 12 games straight because there was only 13 games in the regular season back then. Now there's 14 regular season games in the playoff season for us now. So yeah, he was 0-1 and then won 12 fucking games in a row and then won 2 playoff games in a row and dubbed the trophy the Stevens Trophy. Who we got here joining in at the last part of the show?
Oh my!
What's up, Mr. Kush?
Better late than never, right?
Oh my God! I was like, damn, he got an office, and
he's in the green room. He's in the green room.
It switched you two around. I thought he was going underneath John, but he went underneath Pam and screwed me all up.
First off, I ain't late because it ain't late here. All right, y'all start the show whenever I'm still at work.
He's like Gandalf. He doesn't get there whenever he's not ever late. He gets there right on time.
That's it.
Right.
I'm on time.
Gets there when the wizard precisely means to.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want him.
Gandalf is my favorite character, by the way.
Gandalf's
next to Samwise.
Next to Samwise.
Samwise is a
GMG.
I liked Legolas, man. I mean,
so
Gandalf,
anyway,
of course, was number 1, but Legolas was the man. When he's sliding down the stairs and he's just arrowing the hell out of it. Sorry, we're getting off topic here. We'll talk after the show.
How the fuck am I 6th place right now, bro? Y'all seen the pictures? I took a screenshot and it said I was 5th place yesterday. Now today, this shit gonna say I'm 6th place. Go back and look at the chat. Go back. I took screenshots. That shit said 5th.
No, but that's because of a different week, though. That was a different week.
No, it wasn't. That was this week.
I'm just coming up with something else.
Yeah.
Maybe Yahoo adjusted the points when we weren't looking.
Yahoo needs to adjust their shit on Tuesday when they put that little whatever it is.
One thing out. Yeah, I got you.
I mean, it took them a week, right? Or no.
I'm sick of them doing it till Thursday too. I am. I want to. Come on now. Wednesday is late enough.
Right.
The season starts on Thursday.
Right.
Or the week starts on Thursday, not the season. Sorry. Like
really?
Like it needs to quit. You. Come on now.
I know.
Just found out, bro.
They didn't fix my shit. I should be like 5-1. Right? So they don't change shit like they're supposed to.
Yo, I just found out 2 weeks after the fact that I beat John because going into that, if you go back to that show, the week after, even that week that we talked about it, I was like, yeah, I can't believe I lost by less than half a point. I can't believe I lost by like less than half a point. And then you said that on the show that you actually had John winning or had me winning over Massac.
Okay, you said week 7?
Yeah.
I actually did this off of the phone that night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Pigskin versus Kush Crushers.
He's got a legitimate reason to bitch, bro, and I'd bitch for him.
I have you down. I have you down as 193.32 to 190.34. I have you down as winning that game.
That's
so
crazy,
if I have
man.
you wrote down in that game, like I'm pretty sure that's what I read off the phone the night before, because I wrote this down on Friday the next day. I didn't write it down on Thursday because I was.
So those pictures that I'm putting in the chat, I took those. I sent those the day that I was talking about it. Those are actual. You can go right now and look. I can go pull it up right now, and it shows in the recap that John beat me by a half a point. But then it shows on the actual where you look at the versus or the matchup, it said that I was ahead by 3 points. That's not what it said though on Tuesday after the game, because it said exactly what was in the recap.
You're right.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the recap. Kush Crushers lost by half a point.
Those fucking recaps are garbage.
See, I did the show right, but see, you didn't look at it on Thursday. You looked at it on a Wednesday.
Right.
Probably. Because that Wednesday is that's. I don't look at it till Thursday, bro. Whenever the game's over on Monday, I don't look at that shit. I don't look at it till Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday is what I don't look at, because ever since we figured this out, 3-4 years ago.
Yep.
But listen, last year they were better.
I agree. Yeah, they were a little bit more on top of it, but
this year I haven't paid much attention to it until I looked at it this week.
Well, the show's been correct. The show's been correct, but Yahoo's been off. But the only reason why the show's been correct is because I've been doing it when Yahoo's on, and that's Thursday for some reason. I guess they're off the rest of the week.
The biggest problem with the whole thing is if they're going to do all these changes this late, then they should not put the recap out until they finish.
Hell no. Exactly.
And that's the biggest downfall of it. That's why I don't even pay attention to the recaps, because I got to the point
I don't read any of the recap. The only thing I do is go to the player of the game, because that's a point projected thing, and they're not going to mess that up. I mean, sometimes they do. Like,
we had a few of those where we had to kind of change them based off of what we thought, but
Yeah, our own personal opinion, exactly. But the illusion.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna act like I was upset when I seen I was 4-4. I was like, damn, I'm 4-4. I was 2.
I'm still in it.
And see, that's stuff that I look at, because whenever I'm going through trying to make trades, you know what I mean? I'm not looking at the matchups on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm looking at people's rosters trying to make trades, like what's going on, like what can I do, what can I move.
And now I don't know about the rest of you, but whenever I'm looking for a trade, I'm not trying to do no one-sided ass trade where I'm dumping off shit on somebody. I want to try to make sure that if I'm trading somebody something, it's kind of a balance.
I try to trade a bunch of flex players.
Well, look,
sometimes
that trade that we just went through this week. Okay,
which one?
About Deontay Johnson for the players that.
Oh yeah.
And the biggest reason I went with that is I've got receivers that have been performing decent. Deontay Johnson fell out of favor, just like all the other Steeler receivers. And so, the biggest one I regret now, probably Chase Claypool, because I let him go. And who picked him up? Brandon. So now he's going to Chicago,
he's had him for a couple of weeks.
He's going to be a freaking – He's going to be the go-to guy, dude. Trust me.
Well, that was supposed to be Darnell Mooney.
Well,
But
if they can
that
ever
didn't-
block for
that-
Justin Fields, then
That didn't
guess what?
happen.
So
That's the problem. They got receivers, they got talent, but they have no offensive line, so it's not going to help them.
Well, I don't know. I
And they
just
gave
haven't
up their best, their freaking coach of
Somebody got back to me.
linebacker. They gave up Roquan Smith and sent him over to friggin' Baltimore. So I mean,
Well,
Chicago's tanking this season.
Well, I wouldn't say that because Morrow's been pretty big for them, as well as the fact that they signed AJ Klein, he was a linebacker with I believe Saints at one point, and Carolina.
He was Buffalo running back too. Linebacker behind.
I think Hawkinson going to Minnesota.
That was a
smart.
huge move. That was
Yeah,
a huge
dude.
move for Minnesota, but I don't think it's going to work out that way, the way that they want it to.
I mean, they don't really use the tight
We'll
end
see.
anyway. So
Yeah, that's why I think it's more going to be for
But-
Dalvin Cook's benefit than anything.
well, yeah.
But was Hawkinson really that good of a blocker?
Right.
Did he really have that big of a chance to run block in Detroit?
I mean, he's going to be another goal line
You know, with that being said, though, like I feel like Hawkinson, aside from Irv Smith Jr., Hawkinson is a tight end that Minnesota hasn't had before. You know what I mean?
He's the tight
Rudolph
end
is not Hawkinson, bro.
No, and he's the tight end that they were wanting Rudolph to be.
Say that again.
I said Hawkinson is the tight end that they wanted Rudolph to be.
Okay.
Yes.
You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? That's what they were expecting out of Rudolph, was that type of tight end, and now they have that guy.
Hell, that's the kind of tight end that Tampa wanted him to be. And look,
Yeah.
I mean, he can block. I'll give him that, but he doesn't like to block, and he said
all
that.
this going on, and Tampa didn't get no damn offensive line.
Bro, they
Tampa
didn't get no
didn't get
offensive
offensive
line.
line.
They didn't even try to go after Kareem Hunt, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck that we got Leonard Fournette and Rashad White. We need depth, bro. Because what happens when Leonard goes down? What
You got
happens?
Giovanni Bernard.
Gio, he ain't even seen the ball, bro.
You need offensive line help right now.
Oh yeah,
what's
we
killing.
definitely need offensive line for sure.
I think they can make do with the players that they've got. Jesus Christ.
I'll fix that.
All right, well, we're gonna cut this show short
Wow,
due
what's
to
going on?
technical difficulties, and we'll be on the backstage with some more chalk.
What technical difficulties?
I'm hearing feedback from John, myself.
Technical difficulties.
You're the only one without feedback.
Who?
Miller.
Okay. I'm listening to me.
Pam's is muted. Yeah, I don't know whose it is. All right, so we'll see you next week with Thunderdome Fantasy Weekly Report.
The lights are back on in the Kush house.